Hey everybody, Renegade 68 and or 7 here with some more Let's Play stream Fate Stay Night of the blind variety. So last time waifu tier lists, everyone's my waifu. I love everyone. Also, I think Ryudo, I was looking for Rin, right. Shiro was looking for Rin for some reason. It's also nighttime of the second day, so if we can get through a whole day in today's stream, not gonna happen, then maybe we can summon Saber today. No, there's something I gotta talk about really quick before we go any further. Something that probably I should have handled before I started streaming this game, but I wasn't really thinking about it. So let's talk about spoilers really quick. This is more for the YouTube audience than it is for Twitch. I mean, it matters for Twitch too, but yeah. So I personally separate spoilers into 3 categories. Blatant, accidental, and debatable. You could call them major, middling, and minor if you want. It doesn't really matter. Blatant spoilers are obvious. If you go on to like part 1 of spoilers, if you go on to like part 1 of a 99 LP and reveal Zero's identity, I mean, you're just being a dick at that point. You can't do that by accident, instant banned, you know, yada yada yada. For accidental spoilers, generally is when someone would go and they're trying to make some kind of point or something on a video, like they're trying to, say like, oh, well, my stance is this, but in making their point, they give like an example or something, or they're bringing something up that spoils something, and they're not really thinking about it. And usually with people like that, when I respond, I'm like, oh, hey, if you could you reword that or change this, because if you don't, that's kind of a spoiler. Generally, when I I'm courteous to people like that, they generally are understanding from my experience. They'll be like, oh, I'm so sorry, I wasn't thinking, and so they'll either delete the comment themselves or their edit or whatever. And usually from my experience, when people make those kind of mistakes, generally they won't make them again for a while, if they ever do again. But however, those first 2 types, blatant and accidental, I don't come across very often. I haven't come across a blatant spoiler in a long time on my channel, which I'm thankful for. But the one type of spoiler you're basically bound to run into in every LP is the third kind, the debatable spoiler. I call it a debatable spoiler because some people will debate that they're not really spoilers. And, I don't want to take too long explaining this, but basically, let's say someone went on to part 1 of 999 and said, oh, Zero is X. Well, that's a spoiler, obviously, so that's blatant. But then, let's say they go on and say, oh, the creator of the game said that, by the way, I'm making this up, I don't know if there's any merit to what I'm saying right now, but the creator of the game said that if they could go back and change it, they would actually change Zero's identity. That is something that a lot of people probably would think of as a fun fact, but not really a spoiler. Even I think I would debate on the side that says that's not really a spoiler, but there are edge cases where I could see some people considering that a spoiler, where maybe if they're very familiar with the creator's work, and maybe they knew what came before and after, and they're just playing this game for the first time, and they know the mindset very well, they might be able to infer something from that comment, and they might think of that as a spoiler. That's what I call debatable spoilers. Essentially, people don't think of them as spoilers when they post them, but what isn't a spoiler to you may be a spoiler to someone else. Now, the way I handle debatable spoilers is generally, I don't. Like, you're never going to be able to get everybody on the same wavelength of where in your opinion a spoiler starts and ends, especially if you're someone like me who's butthurt about it. And also for people that are butthurt, they generally don't look at the comment section of an LP of a game they're unfamiliar with, so it's not really a problem. However, I like looking at my own comment sections, so it becomes a problem. It wasn't a problem in the past because I used to pre-record everything, and so if there were, debatable spoilers, I just leave them. It's fine, whatever. However, that isn't really gonna fly with me going forward if I'm doing this stuff, as I go. But I still want to read the comments. And it's especially an interesting situation with this LP because there's a pretty active comment section, and I'm thankful for that. I'm glad. Some series I'll go through and people, will watch it and there'll be some likes on it, but nobody says anything. There's no comments. This one's got some comments, and I'm glad about that. But also, because the series is so long, I want to read those comments, because, like, if I'm putting off reading the comments till, let's say, I beat the game, because, like, oh, I don't want to get debatably spoiled, then I'd probably have to wait a long time. and I don't want to do that. So I think I'm probably going to get somebody, my goal at this point is to get someone to like filter the comments for me. Like, look at the comments and decide, I will probably try to get in a dialogue with this person, be like, this is where I think a spoiler starts and ends. Because I do think it's an effort and futility to get my entire audience on the same page as where I think a spoiler starts and ends. And even if I could, there will always be new viewers. And also, I think it would be unhealthy for the comment section, because some people will be like, this might be a debatable spoiler. I just shouldn't post this. This might spoil him. I don't want people to have to worry about that. Like, so yeah, like, you can keep commenting what you're gonna comment as long as it's not an obvious spoiler. I think I'm fine with it in my comment section. I just don't want to read it because I don't want to be debatably spoiled, and I'm kind of butthurt. So I think it's a lot easier to get one person who can filter the comments for me that I can get on my wavelengths. Just one person, at least one person per LP maybe, who can read the comments and understands my thought process because I've explained it to them well enough, and then we'll be like, okay, these won't spoil him, and they'll show me those comments, and then later, maybe when I'm done the game, I'll go back and read all the ones that would have spoiled me under my own interpretation of spoilers. And I do think I've been debatably spoiled a few times already in this playthrough. To give one example, pretty prime example, Saber. So I barely know Saber in this game so far. Most of my knowledge of Saber comes from Fate Zero. Despite that, I've gotten a couple people already being like, "I'll throw out all your knowledge of Fate Zero Saber. Don't worry about that. She's very different in this game." Before really letting me come to my own conclusions about if I agree with that stance, what is Saber like in this game? Is she very different from she was from Fate Zero? Is that out of character? Before really letting me come to that conclusion on my own, that's sort of, been spoiled for me. And I get that some people won't really consider that a spoiler, and that's fair. But I do, and it's not you, it's me, which is why I want someone to filter the comments for me, is what I'm saying. It's not you, it's me, it's fine. That's why I haven't told anyone who's posted comments like that to delete them. I'm the one who's butthurt. You guys, just because my butt hurt doesn't mean you guys need to be punished because my butt is hurting. But anyways, that's just an example. At the time, I got sidetracked because I really wanted to state my case about about what I consider like my stance on non-canon and characters acting out of character, and how I don't really like using those terms. When I try to analyze things, I like leaving stuff like that off the table. I feel like it muddies the waters of proper analysis, at least the way I analyze things. You can analyze them different if you want, but anyways, I felt like stating my case on that, and that sidetracked me from the point that I'm trying to make here about debatable spoilers. So, at least for right now, I'm not going to be reading the comments on the YouTube videos. I hope to rectify that very soon. If someone's watching this and is interested in being my comment filterer, feel free to stop by my Discord, and we can maybe talk about the possibilities there. You can find a link to that in my description of all my YouTube videos, as well as in my panels on Twitch, if you're interested in doing something like that. But yeah, I want to get somebody to filter the comments for me, because in the past it was fine, because I pre-recorded everything, but I'm not pre-recording things anymore, so I gotta get in the habit of getting someone to filter these comments for me, because I don't like being debatably spoiled. Anyways, we're done. We talked about it. How long did that take? What does OBS say? 19 minutes, but I haven't actually been playing for 19 minutes. Whatever. I think that, whatever. It's done. We're done talking about that now. Let's play the video game. Anyways, it's useless, Emiya. Tosaka won't be here. That's because she intentionally skipped school today. What? Nandesu? Skip school? So she was absent today? I see. She's absent. Wait, Issei? How can you say she skipped school? I don't think she'd do such a thing. Oh, you have high expectations of her. You have big thoughts of her. The person I consider bottom waifu. Speaking of getting defensive of their waifus, might as well death. Of course she will. She won't catch a cold. As I see it, she's evil. You'll be eaten if you let her looks deceive you, Emiya. Oh shit, Ryuta's one of the people who has her number. She won't catch a cold, but in a sense that is you, thinking big of her. You think that she would never get sick, but in this sense you're correct. I wouldn't say she'd never get sick, but in this case, you think it's more likely, and it is true, that she didn't get sick and rather would just skip and not come and be late and have her reputation tarnished. Somehow, Issei's words annoy me. Because you like Rin? What? It's true that I don't know her, but I can't imagine that she's a bad person. I've been in her head. Ryudo is exactly right. I don't know if I'd call her a bad person. I think you're maybe thinking in black and white when you gotta start thinking in grays, but, she's not what I would call mentally stable. You're going too far, Issei. Tosaka can't be like that. She's exactly like that. We've been in her head. What, you're after Tosaka too? Oh, I'm sorry. Please ignore what I just said. Actually, no, she's kind of like my bottom babe. I'm not after her, at least not yet. Maybe things will sway my mind, but for now, no, she's bottom bitch. I gotta stop saying that or people really will get really offensive. After Tosaka? Who said anything like that? You did, in your head, and out loud. You implied it. Don't jump to conclusions, Baka, idiot. I just thought it'd be bad if Shinji got into trouble again. Stop caring about your close friend. You don't even like him. Shouldn't like him. So you're planning to stop Shinji if he attacked Tosaka, huh? You're playing an unrewarded role again. Yeah, indeed. I don't really care, but you have a bad taste, Emiya. What, bad taste in friends or bad taste in love interests? I think I would agree on both fronts. Uh-oh, did I just say that? It's not unrewarded since I haven't done it. But Issei, didn't you say something strange? Which part? Huh? You mean that going after Tosaka is in bad taste? I mean, maybe Ryudo knows. Maybe he's the secret Lancer servant, and he doesn't want Shiro getting involved because he's legitimately close friends with Shiro and knows about the Grail War, but doesn't know or think that Shiro will get involved. Ooh, maybe. Yeah, Tosaka's really popular. I haven't heard any bad rumors about her. Yes, none, and that's exactly what I don't like about it. Yep, that's too sketchy. No one's that perfect. If they appear that perfect, there's probably something sketchy under the surface. I agree. Generally, there'd be some sketchy thing going around. If there's nothing sketchy, that's the sketchiest thing of all. The sketchiest thing is when you don't sketch. Who doesn't use an Etch-a-Sketch? I mean, come on. What don't you like about it? Everything. The woman's a fox. Oh god, you're blushing. A schoolgirl. A monster. I just don't like her physiologically. I won't say anything bad, but you should try to hate her too. You should try to hate her? What? Come on. That's a little much. Issei, don't you always say we shouldn't talk badly of people behind their backs? Okay, let's go in front of them and talk shit to her face then. Idiot, this doesn't count as talking behind their back. I'm speaking so that she can hear it. Wait, what? No wonder I feel someone's eyes from the archery dojo. Oh, she's there. Okay, awkward. Wait, no, she's not there. No, she can't be there. Hold on. That's impossible. That would be breaking the timelines. Thank God. I'm so glad Tosaka is absent today. Wait, what? No wonder I feel someone's eyes from the archery dojo. I'm so confused. Please, Issei, please restrict yourself to talking behind people's backs. Oh, he was joking? Oh, huh? I don't get it. If you say so. Oh, because you don't want to talk back in bad in front of her because you like her and want to get into her pants. Okay, I'll just go with that. I wasn't insulting her at all. I was only saying that I'm on guard against her. That should be within my rights. I don't know. I think they say in the manual you're not allowed to, bad talk waifus. You just can't do it. You were saying things like monster and fox. Issei was saying it out loud so people can report to Rin that Issei was shit-talking her. Oh, I get the idea now. Okay, I understand. Oh, like her spies. Like her female servants. Like you got eyes everywhere. I mean, Rin, she probably wouldn't do that intentionally because she's trying to not be close to people, but I can definitely see people doing that for her with how much they look up to her. Then again, with how much she keeps her distance, maybe one of the trio, like the other trio of girls might try to report to her because they seem to like her. to varying degrees. I think the term schoolgirl is discrimination. But what if that's what she is? She's a girl and she's in school. That makes her a schoolgirl. No, that was just praise. There are good foxes and monsters too. I mean, good foxes, sure. Good monsters? What? What? Okay, I think you're riding some kind of line, do you say? But sure. I mean, you know, I guess that depends on how you use the term monster. But if you're even bringing up the term monster in a sense where real monsters are involved, I think you're saying they're good. I mean, bad. I mean, what? I only apply the terms to describe to Osaka. Yes, but usually when you say monster, that's a bad thing. Usually. Katsu? Katsu? What? Is that a name? I'm sorry. Who? What? What? Is that... Huh? Issei laughs. Okay, well, This is one of those cases where if the voices were on and he literally said Katsu, I would know that's a Japanese word. But I didn't have the voices on, so I don't know if that's supposed to be a word I'm supposed to recognize. I'm gonna assume that looks Japanese. That's probably a Japanese word I'm unfamiliar with. I think that's the first time they've not translated a Japanese word and I've not been familiar with it. I'm gonna keep that in mind and Google it after the stream, I'm curious. But anyways, Katsu. Well, I'll be going. I'm going back to the student council room, but you're gonna work, right? You shouldn't have time to play around like this. You must feel refreshed now that he's said everything you wanted, as he leaves calmly. I've known him for 2 years now, but I still don't understand his personality. I think I understand that he understands Rin pretty well now, though. Oh, this is when you go home and you sort of, like, see Tosaka, right? And she sees you. That's my guess as to what happens. I don't think that's been confirmed. 20 minutes after taking the bus from my school, I arrived at the neighboring town of Shinto. And yeah, this was the town where she was looking down on high. Oh, it's not 5 o'clock yet? I guess I still have some time. Miami City is a residential district, so there's no part-time jobs there. But the developing Shinto has many available. Are you going to go job scouting? You don't have one lined up? Or are you going to the beer place? Or the whatever, not beer, but, you know, alcohol. The school approves of students having part-time jobs, so I work a few easy ones. A few. I prefer hard physical labor that ends as quickly as possible. I think I can understand that. I even tweeted recently that I prefer, I'd rather do a lot in a short amount of time than do little bits scattered throughout, which I think is sort of what you're getting at too. It's killing 2 birds with 1 stone. I'd prefer to kill 2 stones with 1 bird, personally. I think it's more efficient. As it builds my body while I get paid for it. Yeah, that is a good way to look at it. Today's job is a simple loading job from 5 to 8 o'clock. Nice 3 hours. I'm assuming you don't get 30,000 yen every time. Probably something more along the lines of, maybe 3,000 yen for 3 hours-ish. I'm talking about adjusting for inflation. Maybe in today's prices you'd get more like 4,000, but... Even though it's only 3 hours, there's 6 hours worth of work to do. They make you run around without a minute's rest. I mean, isn't that like against the law or something? I don't know. I mean, only if you're technically, anyways, working 6 hours without rest. If you're working 3 hours, just working hard, that's on you. Like, is it commission though? That's the thing. Are you getting paid by the hour, or are you getting paid by how much work you do? Because that makes a difference. So I should rest when I can, even if it's just for 10 minutes. It's a waste of energy walking around until my job, so I guess I'll rest in the park. Okay. Wait. This park among the buildings is like a big field. Wait, does Rin sense you? No. No, she sensed someone else with like a crest, right? She sensed someone else with like, who had summoned a master, I think. She wouldn't have sensed Shiro, and if she did, she would have sensed him on a day-to-day basis, I think. This park among the buildings is like a big field. A park should be filled with people like families and lovers on weekends. But it's empty here now. No, this place is always desolate. This place is the same as always. I'm a bit sad. Because this was where you lived-ish, right? I mean, before the fire. The utterly neglected ground looks awful compared to the neatly organized surroundings. The neatly futuristic surroundings. That's an important point, I think. The desolate area makes the wind feel cold. This is the remains of the conflagration 10 years ago. Conflagration. Conflagration. What a fancy word. And this is the place where I was saved from burning to death. That's the interesting thing about learning another language. See, I see this is the remains of the conflagration 10 years ago. I don't know what that word means, but I can sort of infer from the words around it roughly what it means. It's like the more words you know, the easier it is to know more words. And the less words you know, the harder it is. So it becomes easier over time, I guess. But like conflagration, I don't know what that is. Anyways, this is the place where I was saved from burning to death. I wonder why they don't plant grass here. It's a waste to keep it like this. Maybe if they try, it'll just die again. Did Rin say something like that? Maybe. It's a large area, so if they retiled it, the park would get bigger. Thinking absentmindedly, I sit down on a bench. I stare at the burned land to pass the time. I don't remember what happened here back then. All I can remember is that it was hot and I couldn't breathe. Oh, so you have like minor amnesia. So like the day of you forgot? Did you forget anything from before that? Do you have super amnesia? Or just, minor one-day amnesia. And that people died trying to save others. Did anyone die saving you? I mean, Kiritsugu saved you and not died, but did anyone die saving you before he got to that point? I wonder why. What do you wonder why? For example, an adult that tried to save a child from a burning house. He saved the child, but died in its place. The law of equivalent exchange. Although, it's not really debatable. It's not really equivalent in my opinion. You can't really trade a life for a life. There are a lot of variables that go into play in both lives. And to sound cynical for a second, one life is probably worth more than the other in most cases, but it depends on how you value them, really. Depending on what you value more, like, oh, the child is going to live a longer life, therefore his life is more important. Oh, but the adult is already a super important scientist that's doing science. The child's going to grow up to be like a hobo, therefore the adult's life is more important. But how do you know the child's going to be a hobo? You have no idea. It's, stuff like that. Anyways, for example, there were people who had their throats burned, but they gave what little water they had to one guy, and the others died. For example, there was someone who ran alone to get away from the fire as fast as possible, and everyone that he passed on the way died. RIP. I got some F's in the chat. F for fire. F is for fire. Burn down the houses. And for example, U is for uranium. Bomb. And it's for no survivors. Except Shiro. People who died because they gave away something that was saving them, only to save others they didn't even know. Dash ellipses. Dash ellipses. I'm so used to saying dash, and I said it again, even though I should have said ellipses. I didn't like things like that. It makes me mad that those who tried hard were sacrificed. Yeah, but I mean, that's the gist of it. If you really want to be... Those are the real heroes. It depends, though. Because, here's the question. If you're a scientist and you sacrifice your life to save one person from the fire, what if you didn't do that and you live on to cure cancer? Maybe that reality exists and it didn't happen because you wasted your life on saving some random person. Things to think about. Am I greedy to want an ending where everybody's safe and happy? Oh, geez. Is there going to be a true ending in this game? Gosh. My opinions on true endings depends. Some games you're intended to go through several endings, all ultimately to get a true ending, but at that point, the game doesn't really have multiple endings. It's got one ending and a few other, there's funny side stories that, think about what would happen if they happened. Or maybe they did have to happen to get the true ultimate ending, but... And I can enjoy stories like that, don't get me wrong, but, to have true branching routes and true multiple endings, I feel, is when there is no one right ending. Not that I say I do enjoy building up to a true ending. I can enjoy that, but more and more, I've also started to enjoy the idea of, this is my one route, this is what I prefer, and then not do but now I have to do all these other things to get whatever's supposed to be correct. But, yeah. Anyways, am I greedy to want an ending where everyone's safe and happy? Yes. But, Grail War, so, Holy Grail, maybe you can make it happen, maybe. All I wanted was to see people relax peacefully, so I couldn't manage such a simple thing. Resources? Pretty much. If, people are murdered, and people, die on a pretty, not always murdered, sometimes it's just natural accidents or whatever. People die at a pretty regular intervals, and if people were to stop dying, if nobody was to die, then we would have to stop giving birth for a while. I don't know, until a lot of people died of old age, because don't have enough resources to go around. Until we, I don't know, colonize other planets, Earth cannot sustain life without a nice, healthy amount of murders each year, pretty much. That is not in any way am I condoning murder, but I'm just saying that the general act of it, if it was to suddenly all stop, we would be way overpopularized and not have the resources to go around and collapse on ourselves. So, the idea, why can't we all just relax peacefully, is a nice thought, but at least in our world, realistically, it wouldn't happen. There's not enough resources. And maybe if we colonized other planets, maybe it could happen, but we would need to keep colonizing, because the same thing would happen. Or we really would need to be strict on childbirth, because we'd have to be like, you guys, okay, there's 2 of you, you're limited to 2 kids. 2 kids you, just 1 kid for you guys. Nobody goes over 2 kids, that kind of thing. And also, we'd have to wait for a bit. Nobody gives birth right now. You'd have to control it like that, which is arguably, is that better than... Is that a good alternative to people getting randomly murdered? Some people would say yes. Some people would say no. And because people would argue about that, you'd probably never get to that, peaceful society that some people would argue isn't even really peaceful. And it would have to, keep expanding. Anyways, it's muddy. Why couldn't I manage such a simple thing?
それは難しい。シロの言っていることは誰も彼も救うということだからね。
That's difficult. What you want is to save everyone. Kiritsugu answered to the question I asked as a child. Of course, as a child, I denied it. Because Kiritsugu saved me, I knew he was a sorcerer who could do anything. Well, he saved 1 person. I mean, there were plenty of other people in the fire. He was just trying to save someone, and once he saved someone, I mean, did he stop? I don't know if he kept looking for other survivors. I think he was just happy to save 1. He might have kept looking, I'm not sure. I knew he was a superhero who couldn't ignore people in need, who saved them for no benefit. I'd argue there's a benefit, but sure. So I believe Kiritsugu could have saved everyone back then. But then why didn't he? Okay, in fact, I'm going to stop and say this. The benefit, I would say there's a few benefits. Benefit number 1, maybe he wants to have a child in his life. Maybe he enjoys that aspect. Benefit number 2, psychologically, he was in a really bad place in his life. He needed some kind of friend, and a child could serve as that friend. Benefit number 3, maybe I shouldn't talk too much about that, but he had benefits. It was not all selfless. It rarely is. When I told him that, he made a troubled expression, said something that I remember to this day.
シロ、誰かを救うということは誰かを助けないということなんだ。いいかい？正義の味方に助けられるのはね、正義の味方が助けたものだけなんだよ。
Shiro,
当たり前のことだけど、
saving one person
これが正義の味方の定義なんだ。
means not saving another. Look, a superhero can only save the people he has saved. It's obvious, but that's the definition of a superhero. Depends though. I mean, that's more the definition of a regular hero. If they're a superhero, they could probably save everyone, but I mean, at that point, if they were that powerful, they'd probably go mad with power and become a supervillain anyways, let's be honest. It usually happens in fiction. I understand that. It's obvious now that he said it. Let's say there's a robber and some hostages, and the robber intends to kill the hostages. With normal methods, most of the hostages will be killed. Even if you use a miraculous method to save all the hostages, there will still be one person who isn't saved. That, of course, is the robber whose hostages were rescued. Unless you're, like, negotiator ultimate and save the robber too, but, like, that's tricky business. And, you know, some people, that's the question, though. Some people can be reasoned with. Some of these villains have legitimate sympathetic backstories. Most of them probably do. But there are always going to be those that are just crazy. And there are going to be those that have sympathetic backstories, but they're so far gone, there is no way you're reasoning with them at that point. Which, you know, it's just going to happen. And some people will argue you should make the choice to try to save all of them for the few that will be saved. But then others will argue you really can't do that unless you're super duper strong and capable, because if you do that, that's risking, like, you know, everything going awry if that person cannot be reasoned with. So, it's a debate, that's for sure. People that superhero saves are only those he decides to save. That's why even God cannot save everyone. If there was a God, let's talk about this for a second. If, I'm an atheist, but let's say a God exists. Now, we live in the way we live. We live on this planet. We live with constant strings of death or whatever. If there's a God, the God obviously, to me, it would be obvious that they let people die at such an incredible rate because they're not perfect. The God can't make a utopian society where everyone is happy all the time. There'd be some flaw with it, or they just can't make it in the first place. And so the way things are now is about as good as they're gonna be because of limitations having to do with the God. So even if they could theoretically stop all the murders happening, they probably would have done it already, and therefore are choosing to not do it to maybe preserve the resources of the human race. Maybe God, if they exist, maybe there's like a God of the human race, but they don't have control over the planets. Or maybe they don't have the control over this, or maybe they don't have the control over that. God's either not all powerful or not all benevolent. Yeah, exactly. So, yeah. All the more so if it's a national disaster. No one could have saved everyone. Yeah, natural disasters are the worst. At least with, you know, people, things, you can be like, oh, what if we did this or that? That's the thing about natural disasters. I mean, you know, people going crazy and committing murders and stuff. I mean, you can argue, depending on what the God has jurisdiction over, they may have been able to control that. But natural disasters, should the God, like, if anything, you'd think, if anything, the God should be able to stop that from happening, right? Because that, you know, if the natural disaster was avoided, you think more people could live. But then that brings up the debate what if, you know, what if, okay, let's get very nitty gritty. What if, we're gonna get a little dark here, if we haven't already gotten dark already. What if, when Hitler was doing his thing, what if some of the people... Oh God, OBS disconnected. Not now. Not when I'm getting dark. They knew what I was talking about. They knew that I said the H word. I shouldn't have said it. Ah! Are you gonna be this consistent? Maybe that's why I should go with Powerline San. Maybe she's better than Wi-Fi Chan. Maybe Wi-Fi Chan just is no bueno. No bueno. Okay, anyways, all I was saying, oh, God. Oh, reconnected. We're reconnected. Really? Are you going to keep doing this to me, Wi-Fi Chan? Powerline Chan at least didn't do it very regularly. I've done this twice with Wi-Fi Chan now, and it's happened twice. And that's not cool. Hey, Zakari. Thanks for showing up to say F. Anyways, all I was saying, they knew. I think the internet knew. It's like, he's talking about Hitler. Shut him down. Shut him down. All I wanted to comment on real quick was, let's say someone who died in all of the horrible things he did, and that person may have grown up to do even worse things, let's say. And so even if you save someone from a really bad atrocity, maybe they will commit a worse atrocity. So anyways, no one could have saved everyone. And if you did save everyone, someone you saved might have grown up to be super evil anyways. The fire 10 years ago was like that. It's not something I, who was miraculously saved from it, can talk about now. But I don't want that. Of course, this is a fictional universe, so maybe everything can be saved. I don't want such a thing. I don't want help that has a limited capacity. You have to help no matter how impossible it is. I don't think there's anything wrong with a human having that mindset. I mean, if you want to do all you can in your human capabilities, I think that's fine. That will help make the world a better place, I think. And I think you wouldn't fuck it up so much that you'd never be able to stop all of the murders everywhere, except without, I'm talking in regular means. So the world would probably still continue without collapsing in on itself. With the Grail, maybe that's different, but we'll see. I can't stand to have strangers dying all around me like back then. So, if I had been there 10 years ago, even if it was impossible, I would have gone into the fire and, well, I mean, you were in the fire. You were saved from the fire. I would certainly have died in vain. Oh? That's for certain. Yeah. And you realize that? And you would have done it anyway? Geez, I'm hopeless. At least he realizes he's self-aware. He's self-aware of his problems, unlike Ren. It's already 5 o'clock! Ah! I'm late, I'm late, I'm late! The 5 o'clock bell rings. I stand up and quickly make my way to my work. Nobody give this man a time machine. He'll go back and die in the fire in vain. My job's done, the sun has already set. That would be the stupidest wish in the world. I want to go back in time and save everybody from the fire, only to die. Although, I mean, maybe he could save them with the Grail without dying, but, like, that would alter history and may make it so this Grail War never happens and could make a time paradox. Oh, gosh. Don't go in that direction, game. That would get all kinds of woggly-woogly-woe. I finished 10 minutes early because I worked too hard. I would honestly love it. I love that kind of shit. But it would be really, really woggly-woogly-woe. Let's just call it that. I finished 10 minutes early because I worked too hard. Ooh. Okay, so it was based more on what you did than how long you did it. Okay, that's good to know about your work. It seems I worked frantically since I went to that place before work. What place? Here in front of the station, the night's just getting started. Ooh, are we gonna have a party? There are lots of people and a constant flow of cars on the road. Guess I don't have to buy anything for Fujin, eh? I walk while looking up at the lightened building. It's the biggest building in Shinto, so I can see the top clearly. I just gaze up the building, just enjoying the night scenery. Eh? Oh, yeah, this is when it happens. This is when you're going to see Rin up there or something, and she's going to feel your eyes somehow. Maybe because you have slight metachlorians, some magic, that's how she senses you. Let's give let's give logic to the plot device. When I think I see something out of place. What was that? I stop and stare at the rooftop. Which means I guessed correctly. I did guess it was Shiro, but I think I guessed that because I was just guessing at random at the time. More recently, though, I've had other reasons to think that because they never clarified it in Rin's pathway. And I was like, well, there's no other way to clarify it unless it's Shiro who sees her. Otherwise, it'll just be a mystery forever. No, maybe not, but anyways, I was right. I focused my eyes looking at the thing as small as a grain of rice. Oh, shit. Does he see her clearly? Is his eyesight that good? Oh, then again, he was kind of an archer. Dash, 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 dash. He shouldn't see her that clearly, though, right? Let's turn on voices for this. He shouldn't see her that clearly, though. Because, like she even said, if someone was down there, there's no way they'd have, like, a good line of sight. Then again, though, he was an archer, and he does have some magic, so maybe he's got, like, naturally very good eyesight himself. Better than he realizes. What if Archer is Shiro from the future? It looks like someone I know. Why is she there? That'd be funny to think of, actually. Like, so he grows up, he becomes this person that everyone looks up to because of this Grail War, and then, like, but then he gets summoned by Rin because Rin and Shiro become husbando and waifu, so Rin has a strong connection to him, so he summons him from the future, and his hair went white because of getting all grizzled, and he got tan skin, I don't know, because he was in the Bahamas for a while. What would she be doing there? With her long hair fluttering and doing nothing, she looks down at the town. Ellipses. It doesn't seem like she notices me down here. No, there's no way she could see me. And yet you see her. So what's that all about? Oh, there's no way they could see me. And yet you see them, you lying liar pants. If you can see them, they have potential to see you. She's so high up that I, with better eyesight than most, can barely see her by improving my vision with magical energy. Oh, that is how you see her. Oh. Did she do the same thing to see you? In which case, you're both incorrect. Also, I thought you said the only thing you could do is like, well, I guess you're strengthening your eyesight? He said the only thing you could do is strengthen, but I don't know, because you can also see inside the makeup of things, and apparently that's separate. I don't know. I can recognize her since she's staying there alone. There's no way she would notice me down here among all these people, but she does anyways, because maybe she notices your magical energy. That you have to use some magical energy to perceive her up there. Maybe that's what she noticed. I'm trying to put some logic into this plot device. She's just looking down at the town. Maybe she's looking for something, as I can feel her sharp stare even down here. She's looking directly at you, buddy. Just make out already. Ellipses. I forget about time and keep looking up at the girl standing in the sky. On the top of a tall tower. She's like a witch, looking down at the earth with the moon behind her. Are you into the witch scene? Do you want a bibbity bobbity bibbity? I was gonna make a sexual joke and then I faltered. You can fill in the blank. Bibbity bobbity something. Bibbity bobbity boobs? Oh. And then she must be done with whatever she was doing and she disappears. Her figure has disappeared and the scene returns to the beautiful view of the night. Ima. Ima means now. Ima no Tosaka. Now Tosaka. Huh. Oh, interesting. That was Tosaka, right? I have no proof, but I think I'm right. There aren't many girls with looks that stand out that much. And more than that, I'm not stupid enough to mistake a girl I secretly admire. Even admitting it in your own goddamn inner monologue. I thought I was on the Sakura route. I mean, I kind of want to be on the Ayako route, but I've made the Sakura decision so far, so why do you also have the hots for her? You just have the hots for everyone. You're like me. Well, at least he's a relatable main character in that sense. No, if he was relatable, he'd want to punch Shinji's lights out. He'd go over there and he'd be like, there's one punch, and another, and another. Okay, I see, but still, a nice kick to the groin for good measure. Well, it's... Tosaka sure has strange hobbies. Yeah. Yeah, her hobbies are magic, so... I mean, same as you, though. Unlike Shinto, there's no one in Miami City. He already did punch out Shinji. Yeah, but he should want to do it again. He needs to go up to his best friend and kick his ass, because they shouldn't like him at all. After 8 o'clock, there are no people around and the town is terribly quiet. Oh, are you going to be late coming home? Is that why Sakura gets to go home alone without Fujine? Where's Fujine? At the junction is the house I saw this morning. Oh, the person with the myrtled person. There's no sign of people and the door has do not enter sign. So are you going to go in? No, you're not that ballsy of a main character, not yet. After only one day, the house is as quiet as an abandoned building. Parents and older sister killed by the burglar. Debatable. Could have been by the remaining child. What kind of life remains for the child left behind? Possibly one as a master. Dash, dash. I bite my lip, feeling powerless. Even after swearing to become like Kiritsugu, I can't do anything about something that happened so close by. That's because you suck. What's your long-term plan, man? When are you going to start superheroing? After high school? After college? What would you go to college for? I got my doctorate in kicking ass. Even though I want to help someone, in the end, I don't even know what I can do. I climb the hill and reach the Emiya house. The lights are still on, so Sakura or Fujine must still be there. Can't be Sakura, right? I mean, because if she is, then you should catch her and make sure she goes home with somebody. Tadaima. Fujine dake ka? I'm home. Oh, just you, Fujine? So wait, you left Sakura home, or did you get home after she had already left? Since we're here... I was going to turn Fuji's voice on, but no. Fuck it, I'm just going to turn Shiro's voice off. I'm sick of his stupid fucking face. Okay. Oh, welcome home, Shiro. Fujini turns around, munching on a rice cracker. Nice. The TV shows a loud variety show. Oh, is this our free time event with Fujine? But I didn't even make a choice. Geez, coming home at a time like this again. I told you to come home early since it gets dark earlier in the winter. Yeah, he's just going to continue to completely ignore that so that he can make some money. Making all that money doesn't matter if you get shanked in the middle of the night, Shiro, so you really should come home earlier. But then again, you have that view of, oh, but women are weaker than men. Women would have a problem, but I can do it okay, because I is man. I am home early. I'm taking part-time jobs that finish at 8, so don't be so unreasonable. She said come home at 6. I mean, take on part-time jobs that happen on the weekend or something. Just do long shifts on the weekend and just stop doing it during the week. I know it's hard to shift your shifts like that, but if, you know, there's shankers about and you know about that, then, you know, and your school has told you as much. Where's Sakura? It looks like dinner's ready, but... Sakura-chan went home early. She said she had something to do today, so she just cooked dinner and left. And you didn't go home with her? That sounds so suspicious. We just talked about how it was dangerous and you should go with her, but you didn't go with her. Because you're a frickin' glutton and wanted food? What the hecky heck? Fujina says so happily. As far as she's concerned, anyone who cooks for her is a good person. Well, sure. I see. That might be a good idea for a while. It's been dangerous recently, so maybe I should just cook dinner for myself until next term. You mean she shouldn't come here? And if she does, you should go home with her? Gosh. What? I protest. You come home so late, Shiro. If you don't cook until after that, we won't eat until after 10. Well, to be fair, as a teacher, she needs to get up early. To be fair, Shiro also does, but, I mean, also, if it was just those two and it wasn't Sakura, then, you know, no. To be fair, he thinks of her as sort of an older sister, motherly type, so that'd be weird, but, like, it wouldn't be that weird, would it? Having two ladies means I have to temper myself, you know, from going into one direction or the other, but if there's just one... Can't you just eat at home? Do you have a home? Maybe this is practically... Maybe you just, you know, you just like mooching. I am at home. Oh, you call this your home? Well, thanks, I guess? Fujina seems puzzled. Don't you have at least a place where you live? Do you sleep here? I don't think you sleep here. Maybe you consider that your work and sleep area, but this is your home? Honestly, I'm not sure if that makes me happy or sad. Alright, I understand. I can't exactly expect you to cook for yourself, can I? Anyway, what's that thing by your feet? Don't tell me you've been picking up junk again. Fujina has a terrible habit of leaving junk at my place. Large bowls from restaurants, a heavy teapot she got in the shopping district, a strange guitar that plays by itself. That sounds magic. I think she thinks of this place as some kind of warehouse. Well, you think of your shed as a warehouse, so it's all just, you know, it's going through a filter. Let me see, I'll throw it away if it's junk. This, it's a poster that was left over at my place. Fujina hands me the poster. What's it gonna be? It's probably some infamous idol or something. Is it a man, though? Do we have some man service? Let's see. Here we have a military-style guy with his thumbs up on a cheap-looking blue sky background. The military is right for you! Join today! Blah, blah, blah. Propaganda. In letters like blood... Wait, what? It reads... Love's lovely Rangerland. Love's... Huh? What? Wait, huh? Please join the self-defense force. Hold on, this is an army recruiting poster. Why has it got so much love? So much bloody love. Usually bloody love like that I think of as kind of forked up. But it's on an army recruiting poster? That's weird. Maybe that's more normal and over in the Japan lands. I don't want it, so you can have it. I don't think he wants it either. I don't want this either. I roll up the poster and hit Fujina with it. Ow, rude. Revenge for the oyster sauce. Missed. Oh, she dodged? Ooh. We should have sparring practice sometime. She can trade me on the ways of the sword, wasn't she? No, she was good at karate, not kendo. What was she good at? I don't know. Still, we can fight practice. Then again, if I do that all of a sudden, people might get suspicious. I don't think she's going to be a master. I feel the way the narrative's going, I would find it unlikely. She seems like a nice guardian character, and I think that would be too cruel of a twist, but... Demo, Shikashi, but... Fujina deflects my attack with a poster she had hidden and counterattacks mercilessly. I guess we are practicing right now. Bam! The poster lightly knocks my... Knocks or what? Knocks my penis! Stars! I see stars! I saw stars! Don't imagine you can hit me with your skills. You need to practice more. If he can't even beat Fujine, how's he going to beat the other masters? He does need to practice more, for sure. That's not the problem. What was that? Why does a poster make a crash like that? Did she have some rocks in it? Was she really trying to whack him a good one? Could this be the skill of a master? You probably don't know why that's funny, Shiro. Huh? Oh, sorry. This poster is a special first edition made from steel plate. Yeah, that's bad. Don't go hitting your students slash your younger brother figures with that. Shiro, is your head all right? And you didn't realize? That's dangerous. You're a liability. Fujine, your personality is gonna kill someone one day. Let's just hope it's not me. I'm not worried. Shiro would marry me if that happened. Wait, what? Shiro would marry you? He's Shiro. Are you saying it's just as likely that you kill someone that it is that Shiro would marry you? Or are you saying Shiro would marry you and you'd kill Shiro? I'm up for that. Let's do it. Let's marry. I'm okay. I'm not legal yet, right? A couple more years? No. But you could hook me up with your friend Neko-chan. What? Well, I completely refuse. I have no intention of marrying such a thoughtless killer. Oh, are you saying Shiro would protect you? Like, if you married and she got in any trouble, Shiro would protect you? I mean, he would, but... I don't think I'm that dangerous of a person. Accidental danger is a legitimate thing. I knew it, so it's true that people never know themselves. I mean... Yeah, maybe. I feel like people that do are either lying or... I mean... I think you can know yourself to an extent, but... Usually there'll be something about yourself that even if you know it, you can't really stop it. How true, how true. I'll have to watch out or I'll be killed. Just keep saying that. Anyway, I'm hungry, Shiro. I've waited all this time, so let's have dinner. I say after whacking you with a metal pipe, pretty much. Wow, rude, but also kind of kinky. I like the bad girls. What? Fujine stands up. How strange. Fujine is helping out, even if it's only setting up the dishes. She must be really hungry. Wow. Okay, then you can get the dishes out. You can pour rice, right? Do you at least know how to do that much? I can. Hey, Shiro, can I use a bowl? Oh shit, what are you going to use it for? I guess so. Sakura isn't here today, so there'll be some left over anyway. Alright, I'll use the same for you then. Why are you being so thoughtful? Is this an apology of some kind? For the metal bat? Probably not. Maybe something larger? Fujine pours rice into 2 bowls. Ellipses. Yeah, is Shiro thinking the same thing? Why is she doing this? This is too sincere. Oh well, I was gonna have seconds anyway, and besides, if I argue with Fujine, she'll take my dinner anyways. And to add, chaotic dinners like this have been common scenes for many years now. Flashback? No? The day ends. My stream's almost over. But at least the day is finally over and we're going to get to the 3rd day. Let's at least try to hit the 3rd day. Finishing a rowdy dinner and seeing Fujine off, I take a bath. After that, I practice my daily routine in the shed. I complete it as usual and I go to sleep. Didn't die! Yes! Hashtag thumbs up in the chat for living another day. Didn't die by being a stupoid practicing his magic. It is 1 in the morning. Is that 1 hour away? No, that's 23 hours. No, that's 24. That's 22. Something away from when Archer was summoned. The day ends peacefully without any troubles. Next day. Oh shit, this is the day. We're at the day. Long day, long night. Oh shoot, this is when Saber gets summoned. It's finally time. Flashback? I'm in a fire. Oh shoot. Collapsing buildings and burning people. No matter how far I run, the scenery is always red. This is a vision of 10 years ago. Okay. So, I guess real quick, turn Shiro's voice on. He's probably going to say some things like, "Da-da." A memory of the distant past I haven't remembered in a while. I run through it as if recreating the scene. There's no escape, even though I know it's a dream. Far-off dream like a scattered memory. Scattered memory like a far-off dream. I run, keep running. Keep running until there's no more. Until I run out of red rum. I don't know. I was going to make that a title of an video, and then I didn't get the chance to do. Anyways. In the end, where I end up is how I'm saved after running out of energy. Oh, okay, cool. Alright, and then you're saved by Kiritsugu? Huh? Wait, that's it? Hold on. That's it? That's all we get? Okay. Okay, no. Go back. The day ends. Okay, what is this? I'm in a fire. Collapsing buildings and burning people. No matter how far I run, the scenery is always red. Okay, dreams like this are generally the author's way of hinting at some kind of plot twist. Not always, but that's usually what these are. A memory of because this wasn't really a flashback that told us anything, which means it was probably foreshadowing something. A memory of the distant past I haven't remembered in a while. I run through it as if recreating the scene. You run through it. There's no escape, even though I know it's a dream. I run, keep running. Where I end up is how I'm saved, after running out of energy. Does that mean you actually ran during the fire? Was there some real running going on? Why did you run? I don't know if I have much of a clue as to what this is inferring, but my guess would be that this is inferring something. Usually that's what dream sequences like this are, but I don't have much of an idea as far as this one goes. Anyways, dash. I wake up with a bad feeling. I feel my forehead find that I'm sweating a lot even though it's winter. That is bad. It's already this late? It's already past 6 o'clock. From the kitchen, I can hear the sound of the kitchen knife cutting something. We're just about done, but let's turn the voices on for a little bit. Just the relevant ones. That one.
Sakura, 今朝も早いな.
Do you think it's Sakura or maybe it's Fuji? Sakura as early as usual. Or maybe the knife cutting something is from Saber. No, that's not till tonight, I don't think. There's no time to be impressed. I have to get ready quickly and go help fix breakfast.
Shiro, 今日どうするのよ? 土曜日だから午後はアルバイト?
Oh, it's Saturday, but wait, that's not a weekend day, right? Because Sunday is the weekend day for the one weekend day for Japan usually, but they have more days off in general. Because over here we have Saturday and Sunday off, but generally over there it's just Sunday. I think there are some schools in the western area that also get only Sundays off, but I am not familiar with any of them. Also, yeah, so I think I was right. It was just Fuji. It wasn't Sakura. She seems, for some reason, she's doting on me right now. That suggests she may know something about the Grail War and that she wants to give me a good meal before I die. I think it's coincidental and it's because of something else, but I'm not sure. We'll be working this afternoon because it's Saturday.
いや、バイトは入ってないよ。一世のところで何かやってると思うけど、それがどうかしたか?
No, I don't have work today. I think I'll be doing something with Issei. Why? Oh, will you? Okay. Oh, wait, is Saturday a weekend day for you? Maybe they're... Oh, I thought most schools in Japan actually only had Sundays off. Maybe some don't, and this is one of those that doesn't? I mean, anyways, yeah. Okay, so we're gonna hang out? Wait, I'm trying to remember from Rin's point of view. No, she went to school that day. Yeah, she went to the school this Saturday and saw the thing and then got in the fight with Lancer. So Saturday is a school day. She's just talking about after work, if you're going to hang out, because you don't have any homework to do, maybe? I think that's what they're getting at. Like, normally you'd have homework after school, but maybe you wouldn't do that on the Saturday because you can do that on the Sunday? Is that the idea? I don't have work today. I think I'll be doing something with Issei. Why?
別に暇だったら道場の方に遊びに来てくんないかなって。私、今月ピンチなのだ。
Oh shoot, Fujimura free time? Nothing. I just hoped you might come and visit me at the dojo today. I'm gonna pinch this month. Dojo. Oh, right, your family has a dojo thing and like what, you're low on money? You trying to use me to get more funds? My archery skills? Oh, is that what you're doing? You're the manager of that club, right? So maybe you're trying to get me back into the club as well. And that's why you're doting on me? Oh, you're doting on me because you have a favor for me. I think everything's starting to make sense now. I'm gonna pinch this month.
ピンチって何がさ?
In a pinch? What is it?
お財布事情がピンチなの。誰かがお弁当を作ってくれると嬉しいんだけどな。
My wallet. I'd be really happy if someone made me lunch. Oh, so it's not enough that we make you breakfast and dinner every day? You're so low on funds, you need us to make lunch for you too? Is that what this is?
断る。自業自得だ。たまには一食ぐらい抜いた方がいい。
But I refuse. It's your own fault, so you should skip a meal once in a while. That's not very healthy, but I mean, sometimes, you know, you gotta do what you gotta do with your money. It's kind of rude, Shiro, but to be fair, you are giving her a bunch of free food for breakfasts and dinners. If she can't afford her own lunches, I mean, she's gotta sort some of her own problems out, clearly.
で、シロには期待してないもん。私が頼りにしてるのはさくらちゃんだけなんだから。
Oh gosh.
さくらちゃん。
I'm not expecting anything from Shiro. The only one I'm depending on is Sakura-chan, right, Sakura-chan? Oh boy, are you gonna fall into it, Sakura? Are you going to? I know you're super nice. Are you gonna be firm, or are you gonna give in like a little bitch? Sorry.
はい。私と同じものでよろしければ用意しておきますね、先生。
Yep, she's too nice, she's too nice. She gives in. Gosh dang it, letting people like Fujimura abuse your trust. You're too gentle. You gotta be firm sometimes. We already give her free breakfasts and dinners every day. Gosh. If you don't want to having the same lunch as me, I can prepare one.
オッケーオッケー。じゃあ今日は一緒にお昼を食べましょう。
Love the English. Okay, okay. Let's eat lunch together again today. Today then. Breakfast continues as usual. Today, along with the usual, there's simmered lotus root with chicken. I don't think she has to make anything this elaborate for breakfast, but I think she made a lot of it to take for lunch too. Sakura is a member of the archery club, and Fujina is in charge of the archery club, and you're also a member of the archery club, formerly, and you only left because Shinji's a douche. It's natural for them to share lunches.
そういえばシロ、今朝は遅かったけど何かあった？
Shiro, you were late this morning. Did something happen? Was he? Was he late this morning? Did he sleep in? Fujina looks at me, sipping her miso soup. What, am I usually only this late if I'm in the shed? Geez, he's usually slow, but she gets sharp only at times like this.
昔の夢を見た。寝覚めがすっげえ悪かっただけで、あとはなんともない。
I had a dream about my past. I just woke up grouchy, that's all.
なんだ、いつものことか。なら安心かな。
I see. Nothing unusual. I'm relieved. Are you sure it's not unusual? Weird, vivid past dreams aren't unusual? Fujina ends the conversation like she's not interested. What a bitch. I'm not worried at all about it either, so I shouldn't get mad about it. I, Renegade, am worried. 10 years ago. I used to have nightmares back when I couldn't get the fire out of my mind. So why are they slipping back into your mind? I saw less of it as time passed, and I'm well over it now that I can let it slide even after dreaming about it. I guess it was pretty bad back then, since Fujina has been here since that time. She's sensitive to my change. Ooh.
シロ、食欲はある？今朝に限ってないとかない？
Sure, you're not hungry? You don't happen to have an appetite this morning, right? Question mark?
ない。なんともないんだから、人の夢にかこつけて飯を横取りするな。
I am hungry. I'm fine. Don't try to take my food using my dream as an excuse.
チェ、シロが強くなってくれて嬉しいけど、もうちょっと繊細でいてくれた方がいいな、お姉ちゃんは。
He could say the same to you. I'm glad you've gotten so strong, but personally, I wish you were more delicate. I like their chemistry. I like it a lot. I think, okay, I was looking for a good transitional stopping point. I think I am just gonna stop here, though. I'm gonna make my save. Foodie Food Dream? I don't know. Foodie Food Dream. That's a save file. Save. I think until next time, I will see you guys later. Still don't have an outro phrase. Maybe I can get this frickin' stream to stop pooping on my frames. Get those power lines working again. But anyways, stop recording.